Hey and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Casemiro has big role to play for Man United in Europa League trip to Barcelona. Casemiro has a big role to play for Manchester United during the first leg of the Europa League knockout playoff against Barcelona on Thursday evening. The Brazilian has been absent for the past two league matches for United due to a domestic suspension, but he still has another game to serve this month. However, this will have no impact in Europe, and the 30-year-old is expected to start alongside Fred when the Red Devils take on the Blaugrana at Camp Nou. The availability of Casemiro should be a huge boost for United, given he has rich experience of facing Barcelona from his illustrious career at Real Madrid. During his time at the Bernabeu, the £44 million rated star met the Catalan club on 19 occasions, ending up on the winning side 9 times with 4 draws. Hence, the midfielder has had the better of the Blaugrana on many occasions, and in our view, he has a huge role to play in the Europa League showdown. Casemiro had a slow start to his United career and was restricted to minutes off the bench. Scott McTominay got the regular nod from manager Eric Tanhaag. However, he has made the number 6 position his own since October last year. He has not been the most fluent with his passing but has made up for it defensively. The former Porto star has won a stunning 6.5 duels per Premier League game this term. He has also registered 3.3 tackles while making 2.1 clearances on average. His defensive contribution has stood him out from the rest in midfield, and he will have the responsibility of nullifying the threat of Pedri and Frankie DeYoung. Pedri and DeYoung have the knack of providing key passes for Barcelona in the final third, and Casemiro has to cut down on the through balls, particularly from the former. If United manage to win the midfield battle on Thursday, it should boost their chances of ending their 4-match losing streak against Barcelona with a positive result. Barcelona star says he loves watching Marcus Rashford play. Barcelona and Manchester United go head-to-head tomorrow, with two informed teams battling in the Europa League knockout rounds. Both teams know if they can win the tie, their path to winning this year's competition will have become a lot easier. Each side is packed with match winners, and right now, Marcus Rashford is Manchester United's top danger man with 21 goals this season. Barcelona are wary of him, with Rashford a much improved player now than he was when he went up against the La Liga side in 2019. One of the defenders who could be tasked with trying to stop him is Danish ace Andreas Christensen. The former Chelsea centre-back has played against Rashford before, and he says he has taken note of the Manchester United forward's performances. Christensen told Mondo Deportivo, "He is in great shape at the moment. I like him a lot. I love his way of playing. He is a direct, dangerous and powerful player." The Danish international also reserved praise for the way Manchester United are playing at the moment and expressed that he is looking forward to the match between the two teams. Christensen said, "They have great quality and the way they play is good. I think Ten Hag will take them to a different level. It will be a tough match, but I think we are in a great moment. It will be a great match, and it will be important to win at home." The first leg will be held this week at the Camp Nou, kicking off at 5:45 p.m, with the second leg at 8 p.m, kick-off at Old Trafford a week later. United face Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final days later, and this is a few weeks where United particularly need Rashford to keep up his dangerous form. Tyrell Malacia says what Eric Tanhaag does. Tyrell Malacia has paid tribute to Manchester United manager Eric Tanhaag's dedication. Malacia knew Tanhaag from opposing teams in the Eredivisie when he, as a Feyenoord player, went up against the manager's conquering Ajax side. Now, after being signed by Ten Hag for Manchester United in the summer, Malacia is getting a first-hand look at what made the manager so successful in his homeland. He is certainly impressed, explaining in an interview just how hard-working Ten Hag is for the betterment of the team. Speaking to Viaplay, reported by Football International, Malacia paid tribute to the Manchester United boss. He explained that his analysis after matches, even late games, plays a crucial part in educating the Manchester United team. Malacia said. He is very detailed, he pays attention to the little dots, developing the team every day. If we have had a late game and arrive late at the club, then when everyone has gone home, he goes to his office to check the game and have an analysis ready for us for the next day. He is always on it, he likes the game. In his interviews and press conference, Ten Hag comes across the way Malacia describes as a manager full of desire and hunger to succeed, who enjoys the tactical battle he faces in each game. Ten Hag is constantly innovating and trying to get the best out of his players, and we have seen that the whole season, and especially in recent weeks. Malacia was praised by Ten Hag for the way he plays the inverted fullback role, joining the midfield when in possession. Man United can strike early deal for Jeremy Frimpong as Bayer Leverkusen line-up replacement. Manchester United have the opportunity to strike an early deal for Jeremy Frimpong this summer, with Bayer Leverkusen lining up his potential successor. The Red Devils have been linked with the Dutch right-back on a regular basis this campaign, and earlier in December, Fabrizio Romano said that he could leave for €25 million. United did not make an approach in January with their limited funds, but could step up their interest at the end of the season as they look to replace Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The Red Devils have now been handed a boost in the pursuit of Frimpong with Kicker, claiming that Leverkusen want to sell him in a position of strength this summer. The Bundesliga outfit preferred to strike an early sale for the former Celtic man before turning their focus to landing Ivan Fresneda from Rayo Valladolid for around €15 million. Frimpong has been closely monitored by United this campaign, and in our opinion, he would be a solid upgrade on Wan-Bissaka, who has lacked the offensive threat. Wan-Bissaka is obviously gifted with strong defensive attributes, but his limited prowess in the opposition half has led to doubts over his long-term future with the Red Devils. When fit and available, Diogo Dalot is an undisputed starter for United at right back. If Frimpong were to join, he could provide strong competition to the Portuguese star. Frimpong, who has been described as incredibly fast by Leverkusen sporting director Simon Rolfs, has made a big impression in his second full season at the German club. He has bagged 5 goals and 5 assists from 26 appearances in all competitions. The Dutchman has constantly swapped between the right back and right wing back roles. Man United set to battle Chelsea for Ecuadorian wonderkid Kendry Páez. Manchester United are in the race to sign Kendry Páez. United are not the only top European club in the hunt for the wonderkid services. Chelsea and Bundesliga giants Bayer Leverkusen also retain an interest in the Ecuadorian star. Fabrizio Romano reports Chelsea are in the race with Man United and Bayer Leverkusen to sign Kendry Páez, 2007-born Ecuadorian talent. Romano adds, Kendry Páez is highly rated, decision to be made soon. Páez has taken his homeland by storm and is widely tipped to be the next big thing to come out of the country after the emergence of Brighton's Moses Caicedo. United were also big admirers of Caicedo, but a transfer failed to materialize. The player eventually made the switch to Brighton, where he has been a roaring success. Despite being only 15, Páez has already broken into his club under-20 team and is primed to make his senior bow for the team in the near future. The highly rated midfield prospect featured for Ecuador's under-17 team, where he made valuable contributions to the side. He scored on 3 occasions in 5 games from the middle of the park, astonishing numbers for a central player at such a young age. A recent report indicated that Chelsea are already locked in negotiations to sign Páez, and that the London club even had a £14.8 million bid rejected. Should United advance their interest and proceed with an attempt to lure Páez, the Red Devils will have to wait for 2.5 years until the star turns 18 for him to make the move to Europe. Adrian Rabiu reopens the door to Manchester United transfer in latest comment. Juventus midfielder Adrian Rabiu has admitted that his future is still up in the air and there is no guarantee of where he will end up come the end of the season. United were heavily interested in Rabiu last summer, with United chief John Murtough flying to Turin in an effort to get the transfer over the line. It seemed like Rabiu would end up a United player until the Red Devils pulled out of a deal at the 11th hour. Rabiu's mom and agent, Veronique, demanded wages more than £8 million per year, which would have made the Frenchman one of the highest earners at Old Trafford. United turned to Casemiro, and the rest is history. Rabiu is enjoying a resurgence with Juventus after enduring a difficult spell in the latter stages of last season. He is now firmly in Massimiliano Allegri's plans and even scored the winning goal in a 1-0 victory against Fiorentina on Sunday. Rabiu was quizzed on his immediate plans and said, "At this moment I feel good, but I don't know what's going to happen. The important thing is to give 100%, then we'll see what happens. I will talk to the club, but right now there are more important things to think about." The 27-year-old has notched up 4 goals and 2 assists in 18 Serie A appearances for the Old Lady. A decent World Cup campaign and a brilliant personal season for Juventus means that Rabiu will not be short of suitors in the summer. In the past, the midfielder has flirted with a switch to England and confessed his love for the Premier League. Frankie DeYoung has not forgotten Barcelona attempting to sell him to Manchester United. Manchester United will come face-to-face with Frankie DeYoung this week in the Europa League, months after the Red Devils tried to sign him. United spent several weeks between May and August attempting to sign DeYoung, having been given encouragement that a deal could be done. Barcelona were happy to cash in on the midfielder due to a combination of their financial issues and desire to reshape the squad. The Athletic reported a fee of £63 million was agreed between the two clubs at the start of July. This was as far as United got. Frankie DeYoung refused to leave, as was his right, and has continued as part of the Barcelona squad. As his fiancée pointed out last week, DeYoung will finally head to Old Trafford for the return leg between the two teams next week, rather than to join the Red Devils. Frankie DeYoung remains a Barcelona player, but Spanish newspaper AS report his faith in the club has been shredded by the situation last summer. The newspaper reported Juan Laporta was left angry by DeYoung's refusal to leave the club, a reaction the player is said to have noted. The Dutchman has not forgotten that, nor will he forget it, the report reads, adding that he will not forget that they treated him like merchandise. When the season began, DeYoung was not a regular starter. Barcelona had even tried to force him out in the summer by using him as a backup centre-back in the preseason games. The Netherlands international has stuck at it, and he looks set to play a key role in the matches against Manchester United, with Sergio Busquets out injured for the first leg. AS praised his professional approach despite his distrust of the Barcelona hierarchy. The newspaper suggests it's probably unlikely Barcelona will attempt to sell him again after what happened last year, but DeYoung is not exactly convinced. If Manchester United do still want him, the club might be a lot more tempting to join this summer than the last. While DeYoung knew Eric Tanhaag from his time at Ajax, United were coming off their worst ever Premier League season, and it was unclear how quickly the manager would be able to turn it all around. Ten Hag is making strong progress, currently on course to clinch a Champions League spot. This was one of the reasons DeYoung was unwilling to leave Barcelona last summer for a Europa League side. It's somewhat poetic then that DeYoung will face United in the Europa League over the next 2 matches. Both teams and sets of players will be desperate to come out on top. I will be uploading daily Manchester United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.